catching us in. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Social Lives where Ken and Brother Stan. How you feeling today, Brother Stan?
Oh, we are okay. We are okay. Good to be back on this channel. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Sure, you guys already see the title. We talk about it. It's a very exciting thing. Can't wait to get that out there to talk about it, man.
Yes. So the title is just. I mean, we can't miss it. Say actually take up Tobejodia. But before we even get into it, let's slowly, let the people roll themselves in, man. How's your week? How's your Easter weekend? I don't know if you celebrate Easter. How's things been with you, man? Just a little check-in.
Yeah, well, pour Easter, il y a des gens qui bon côté nous qui célèbrent Easter, nous-mêmes personnellement, nous pas célébrer aucune activité religion parce que nous pas faire partie aucune
Okay.
organisation religion. Que c'est catholique,
Okay.
baptiste, whatever ça l'est, nous pas la donne même.
Nous pas de problème avec moun qui la donne, all right? Before.
Non, pas de problème avec moun qui la donne. Nous pas de problème avec moun qui la donne. C'est nous connaît depuis tout petit n'a étudié philosophie pareil ça yo, donc ça vient faire nous penser différent, il fait les plus bon pour nous exister dehors institution l'église yo, pour nous même exister en dedans. Si nous existons en dedans, pas obligé d'en bailler menti. Et son bagage dans pas tête même menti, obligé d'exister dehors institution l'église yo.
Ça c'est la conversation, pas même vle développer conversation ça.
Non, qui tel boucher va développer,
But for those who do celebrate, happy Easter, Passover. I think it's I can't remember the name of the other one. There's another fasting one for another religion that all of it is happening this week. So if you celebrate any type of holidays this week, happy all those holidays to you, right? That's the proper way to say it. So, ou la actualité à konya ou qu'on a posé pour ba nou la?
On nous toujours quelque chose. Avant de rentrer dans l'actualité, il faut nous capable dire moun yo qui j'en venir parce que jodi a nous venir avec tout John Jay parce que vous connaissez we graduate from John Jay and whenever we're going to talk about criminal justice it is because of John Jay College Criminal Justice in New York. Why we here, we able to know a little thing or two about justice parce que si c'est pas John Jay nous pas d'apprendre justice parce que John Jay for those who doesn't know, he's part of the framers of the Constitution. And then if you're part of the frame of a Constitution, you're a guy who knows a thing about justice. When John Jay was writing his books, to tell guys like me, to educate guys like me, he foresee that there will be a situation like this where we have to once again to pronounce no man above the law. Et si là, il va te faire comme ça, vous avez même déclaré, Ken, si là, il va faire comme ça, vous avez même déclaré, vous avez dit, what
was the point of this? Because and your school is very so. New York, if you're in New York, whenever they're doing big political things, there's always this one professor. I can't remember his name. Next time I'm gonna try to get his name from John Jay that the news always go to. I think CNN love to go to that guy, but he's a professor at John Jay, and they always like to talk to him. So your school is in the mix of it all. And of it all is our former president. I don't even know if I should mention his name, man. But our former president is, what you said?
Tout moun konnen déjà.
Tout moun konnen qui est. So former president Noah Monsieur, he got indicted, right? So let's try to give a little background to it. He got indicted for a transaction that he did that may or may not be legal. What is that transaction? He made a payment to one person, and on the other end, he's telling the IRS the payment was for something else. That's the bulk of it. Did I miss anything, Stanley?
Well, not that you miss anything. Since now the indictment is public, there we can definitely use the same word that's on the public document. He's being charged for fraudulent in his business record. So that's the actual charge where he misled or lie about his business record, basically. We know what the lie is, where he paid a porn star Stormy Daniel. Everybody know about this payment. And now when it comes to record this payment, he recorded as legal fee. Now, because he recorded as legal fees, everybody thought that was a legal fee until his lawyer said, nope, this guy did not do any legal, I did not do any legal work for him. This guy is committing fraud. And we all know that he spent some time in jail. His lawyer, I forgot his name. I don't know his lawyer spent in jail.
Cohen, Michael Cohen.
Yes, Michael Cohen. So we all know also Michael Cohen spent time in jail. During Michael Cohen's prosecution, they had mentioned Donald Trump as, I think, person one. He stated that he did the crime on behalf of person one. Now, that's where it was causing a problem for those of us who kind of understand things in the criminal justice world. Because if you mention the guy's name and you say you did the crime for him, something has to be done. Because Michael Cohen went to jail. We cannot say then the guy who actually he did it for did not do nothing. No, it shouldn't be on our opinion. We'd have to go to the court to determine, hey, did this guy actually did what Michael Cohen said?
So is it illegal to say, I mean, right, let me play devil's advocate, so he claimed it as lawyer fees. So yeah, I mean, these are legal fees, right? These are legally a problem to me. If I didn't pay this porn star, it would come back and bite me in the butt, and if I could say it in those terms, right? So could I say to the look, these are I legally needed to pay her in order for me to stay afloat? Is that an argument he can use?
Well, the problem is he lied to the state. That was not legal fee. How do we know it's not legal fees? There are some besides Michael Cohen who stated that it's not legal fees. There was another fellow with the one that was doing the catch and kill business. He also testified. I think it's his testimony that push it over or push the thing over where he will be able to get indicted. Because with him, with the catch and kill, he too have to say, why did Donald Trump give him money? Because now once you receive money, you got to be able to say what you received the money for. And once they threaten him, like he is cooperating. So if he's cooperating, he is acknowledging yes. So now once you have more than one person acknowledging yes, there was intent to commit a crime, then we have a problem. And we can speak about it a little bit later, where you don't have to how those misdemeanors become felonies, because that seems to be a little problematic for a lot of people. And I'm sure the viewers may need some clarification as well. How come this was a misdemeanor, not your bookkeeping correctly, and now they turn into felony?
That's yes, we're definitely gonna get into that. But so they charging them with 30 counts of fraudulent acts, and they started off as misdemeanors, right? Because falsifying documents is a misdemeanor crime. It's not like you stab somebody. It's I mean, no, I'm not gonna put it like that. That is how it is looked at in the judicial system of New York State, right? Because he's being charged in New York State.
Yeah.
How did you change? And for the record, for those who don't know, misdemeanors is a group of crimes that come with lesser jail sentence. The larger jail sentence come with felonies, which is the highest, biggest crime you can make. And as low as they get is misdemeanors. Misdemeanors are infractions, things like I threw something on the floor, I littered. That could be a misdemeanor or stuff like that. So how did this lawyer take misdemeanors and turn it to federal charges for this president?
Not federal charges, he turned them into felony charges.
Sorry, felony charges, thank you.
And also it's not 30, it's 34. It's
that's something.
Now, one thing before we get to the explanation that's interesting is how they charge. They charge them for each bad check or each check he signed. That's a charge because that's a business record. Because yes, when they was paying Michael Cohen, he didn't give him one full check. He gave him in a lump a different check for different amount. Now each check he signed, that's an entry in your business record. So each that's why you see he did one crime, but it's split up into 34 different acts because each time you do something different, you get a different charge. So now to get into the misdemeanor, how we go from misdemeanor and turn to a felony. You have to be able to show that the first crime you did, which is the falsifying the business record, it was to commit another crime. Now, what other crime was he going to commit? The prosecutor from the he gave three possibilities. First, he said that it was possible that he's committing election fraud. Now, some people have issues with that because they saying that how can a New York State prosecutor going to name a federal election as a charge? Because when you're talking about the federal charge, if you're talking about federal election. But I would have to remind these people, the code said that for you to create another crime, it doesn't specify which other crime. It doesn't even specify if the crime has to be in another state or if the crime has to be federal. As long as they are able to show that, yes, it's another question or something.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what. So if I could connect your action, the misdemeanor, right? I'm just correct me. I'm just trying to see if I get it here, right? If I could connect your misdemeanor to an intent, it don't even have to be a crime because the crime don't have to be committed. It could be conspired to commit that crime, right? If I could connect it to an intent, it doesn't matter if I have jurisdiction over that intent.
Right now we're saying no. That's what some people are saying is problematic of the jurisdiction. But the written letter of the law does not mention any jurisdiction language. It doesn't say that it has to be connected to a local crime. It doesn't say that it has to be connected to an international crime. It just said that it has to be connected to another crime. But the
now, is it me or it sound like that the DA is fishing? Not that I'm not a fan. Like this is just me asking based on the information I'm getting here. Is that it sound like fishing? If I'm charging for a crime that I may not be able to prosecute, right? I may not be able to charge you for, right? Am I saying it correctly? Right?
Yeah.
If I'm not able to take you to trial for, I could charge you with it, but I can't take you to trial. What's the point of me doing it? Right? Let's say, let me explain that in further details. If I charge you with an intent to commit a federal crime and I am a district attorney and I cannot charge you federally, what is my purpose? Why would I do that? Why?
Because you want to be able to, that's one mechanism to turn your misdemeanor into a felony. Because the second part is people are saying that you have to have the jurisdiction to charge them for the second crime. But we would have to ask these people, where do they get that from? Because the written law does not mention anything like that. Now, it could be a problematic for the DA because of the fact that there's not a lot of people who've done that and the court have not seen, especially for election law. But just because you haven't seen it, it doesn't mean that it's wrong for the DA to do it that way. So that's the first avenue. The second avenue, how you connect the misdemeanor into a felony, it is by breaking state election law. Now, he's saying that in New York State, you cannot promote a candidate to office by using any illegal means. Now, so that's the connection to the state. So now it's still a little bit
tricky, a little sticky.
Still problematic for the state election law because they still saying the same thing. Which state election was Donald Trump going to participate in? We understand that yes, it is. Although yes, it is a federal election, but guess what? Who construct the state rule when it comes to voting? Even though it's a federal election, it is the state that's responsible for the voting. Because if you know about the electoral college, it is the state that provide the electoral college. So although you say it is a federal election, but the state is the one that organizes it. So that's why they're saying, well, he uses the first crime to commit the second crime, which would be a state election law crime.
This
Any
is
devil,
mental gymnastics.
can hold on. Any devil advocate for this one? Because this one seems to be more
No,
the
that
devil.
one is the devil's staying home on that one. But so what I was thinking, okay, so how go ahead. Sorry. You were
The
saying something.
the third way where the prosecutor trying to connect it to a second crime is the tax laws, because they're saying that because you did not because you misrepresent the information on your taxes, therefore you violate your tax, which is the one that's easiest one. But of course, the prosecutor gonna show that he has many avenues to connect. So we know there's three. For the people who said, "Oh, there's no second crime that's being committed," we know that there's at least three. Oh, my thing
Mm.
died. Oh my goodness, my freaking phone died. That's
Oh
so bad.
no. All right. I'm sorry, folks. So we lost Stanley, but I'm gonna try to keep it. Try to give y'all the information since we're already here. I'm gonna try to give y'all the information that he was trying to give out. Hopefully, he pumps back in. He jumps back in order for us to wrap it up. If not, I'm gonna wrap it up for y'all. So yes. So currently, after this man received these charges, I mean, he's facing these charges, but right now what's happening is that he's being himself, right? By being Donald Trump. And how is he being himself? He is out there making comments that may incite violence towards the people who are charging him. Um, he is also being very, if you ask me, again, I'm not in his office, I'm not sitting there with him, but if you ask me, this man is struggling with this, right? He is brave enough to still continue his campaign while he's facing a charge by the district attorney of New York, and facing multiple charges at that. I commend him for having the strength to keep it going, but it cannot be easy for him, right? He is making money, he is raising money, but he is losing friends, or he is losing people that were supporters of him, even though he, like, throughout everything he's been doing, he's still people who's been sticking by him the whole time are slowly fading away. One of the key group that kind of helped this gentleman get into power the first time around was the evangelical mid housewives, the white women in the mid ages, or the educated white women that are that voted them into to winning these electoral colleges. He's losing them. It's hard. It was hard to keep them after the breakout, the news when they found out he was grabbing women by their private part and stuff like that. It was hard, but it was easy to ignore because there wasn't really nothing sticky. This one right here is extremely difficult for the simple fact that this is evidence. This is evidence based. This is an indictment. This is 12 jurors already agreed that they see that there was a crime made. There's people that already went to jail for the same crime that he's being charged with. So this one is very sticky for him. Is this gonna bring our former president to prison? I don't even think America has the logistics to make that happen. I don't see how we will arrest or have CIA agents in a prison's facility, but it will affect him winning the presidency. At least that is my prediction. Uh, so we're gonna try to see if we could get Stanley back. I think Stanley Felix. Oh yeah, we won't be able to get him back, but we're gonna wrap it up here. Unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. You just got a version of this episode, and we will soon have another version of it with Stanley with us. Helping with this ping pong match. And I hope all is well, and I hope everybody enjoyed this festive weekend. And see you soon. Thank you for stopping by with Socialize with Ken and Brother Stan that kind of had to go in a little bit early, a little bit early today.